Hello friends, so we will see the two types of system, that is the closed system and open system. So first, for the closed system, we will consider that closed system. So if you consider a piston cylinder arrangement of the closed system, here there is a mass transfer is zero. Only here the work will be produced by the movement of the piston when this gas which is present will be get heated with the help of the flame, which will add the heat to the gas. So here, as per first law of thermodynamics, we know that del Q is equal to du plus del W, because here there will be change in the internal energy. So here heat supplied will be here, will be change in internal energy and flow work. Now if you are going to close this flow with the help of the shutter or stopper, so this due to this stopper the piston will not move. So as piston will not move, here for closed system, here for the closed system we will say that del W will be equal to 0, right? Closed system, because here considering that volume is constant, so we are considering this closed system where first condition we are seeing it for the constant volume. So for constant volume, by providing the stopper, we can say that volume will remain constant, so there will be only change in internal energy and work will be 0 when we are going to provide the stopper, and we are try to make it this system as a closed one and constant volume, if there is no change in volume. So for this the volume, so work done will be 0, heat supplied will be there, work done will be 0, mass transfer 0. So if you consider this equation, this will become del Q is equal to du plus del W. As del W is 0, we can say del Q is equal to du. Also we know Q is equal to mc dt, right? So here as it is a constant volume process, we can write down del Q, right? Del Q is equal to mc dt. So we can say it mcv dt is equal to du. Therefore we can write it that Cv is equal to du by dt, which is for the per kg, considering m is equal to 1, considering m is equal to 1. So here the value for air, we write it as a Cv is equal to 0.718 for the air, ideal air, we can write 0.718 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. This is the unit of specific heat at constant volume. Then we will see the second part, which is the application of this first law of thermodynamics for the closed system in the when the system is at constant pressure. So we will see for the constant. So for the constant pressure process, as we write it for the constant pressure process, that is B, constant pressure process. So here you will get the work as well as change in the internal energy. You will get the work as well as change in the internal energy. By adding the heat Q to the flame, the gas will expand and you will get the work here, that is work W, and also there will be change in internal energy, that is du. So we can say it by small addition del Q, you will get the work del W, right? Del Q to del W. So considering the first law of thermodynamics, we can say it that first law of thermodynamics, del Q is equal to du plus del W, right? Du cube equal to du plus del W. Now we know that here work will be there, so we will obtain it that del Q is equal to du and work will be PdV. You will get the for the closed system work will be PdV. So considering this value PdV du plus PdV, you will get it that del Q will be equal to dH. That is U plus PV. So we will get the U plus PV is equal to H. So here we will get the, we can write it as a du plus PdV is equal to dH. So we can say it that del Q, which is equal to now m Cp dt, because Cp is a specific heat at constant pressure. So we can write down del Q is equal to m Cp dt. Considering this in the equation, we can say it that m Cp dt is equal to dH. So for per kg, we can write it as Cp is equal to dH by dt. Here specific heat of air, specific heat of air at constant pressure is equal to 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. The value of Cp is greater than Cv, because here in the Cp you will observe it at constant pressure, you had obtained the additional work also, but whereas in a constant volume process it was only change in internal energy. Hence the value of the Cp will be more than Cv, and generally we write down as Cp by Cv is equal to gamma, which is equal to 1.4. This is also called as gamma, is called as a adiabatic index. This is called as a adiabatic index. Then we will see the third part for the closed system, that is work produced at constant temperature. Work produced at constant temperature. So for work produced at constant temperature, generally for constant temperature process, that is we say constant temperature T is equal to C. So on the PV diagram we write it as a, for the PV diagram we show it the constant pressure process in this way, where the PV is equal to C. The value of n is here 1. If we add a PV to the power n, here value of n is equal to 1. That's why we write it as a PV is equal to C. So for constant temperature process, PV is equal to C. So considering this equation of the first law of thermodynamics, that is first law of thermodynamics, we have del Q is equal to du plus del W. For calculating this del W, we know that work is equal to PV. So if I write down the del W, so del W will be equal to PdV plus VdP. We will write down this PdV plus VdP. Now here work which is produced, we can write it as a PdV. Here this will be for the open system VdP. So here we will consider it as a 0, the VdP. So as for the steady flow system we will see it. So here work del W is equal to PdV, or we can write it as a work is equal to integral of PdV. Work is equal to integral of PdV. So considering this work is equal to integral of PdV, and we know that PV is equal to C by the Boyle's law, where for constant temperature process we say that PV is equal to C. So the value of C, here we will write down the value of P as C by V. So we can write down this work as equal to integral of, here P will be equal to C by V dV. We can write down C by V dV, or we can write down this as a equal to C natural log of V2 by V1, natural log of V2 by V1, or we know C is PV, so we can write down as a PV or P1 V1 natural log of V2 by V1. So this will be the work which we are going to produce when the system is at, or the closed system when it is working at the constant temperature. So formula for the work at constant temperature is equal to P1 V1 natural log of V2 by V1. This is the work produced by the closed system when it is at a constant temperature. work at constant temperature. Now we will see the open system, because as I told you, there are two types of systems are there in the nature. That is a closed system and open system. Closed system and open system. So here open system will be of two types. Open system will be of two types, that is a steady flow and unsteady flow. Steady flow and unsteady flow. So here this part we will see later for the unsteady. For the basics of thermodynamics, first we will see the steady flow process. So steady flow process, it is the flow, we will consider the flow of energy in and flow of energy out. This is also called as a steady flow energy equation. Steady flow energy equation. So for this, if you consider that this is one of the system in which the mass is entering and mass is leaving. This is section 1 and this is section 2. So here we can say it that here the properties will be P1, V1, T1, H1, U1. This will be the properties at the inlet, right? At the inlet, and at outlet P2, V2, T2, H2, U2, right? These will be the properties which will be at the outlet. Here also certain velocity will be there. We will write down as a velocity as a C1. Here we will write down velocity as a C2. P is a pressure. P is a pressure, which will be Newton per meter square. T will be temperature. V will be the volume. Will be volume meter cube. With respect to time, if you take consider the meter per second. U will be the internal energy. Internal energy. C will be the velocity. C will be the velocity, which will be meter per second. Energy in the form of joule, you can consider it. Now here, considering these terms P1, V1, T1, U1 and P2, V2, T2, if you apply this energy equation, you will observe it that this so considering these terms at the inlet and the outlet, we can write it that at the inlet, now we are considering the first law of thermodynamics, so we can write it as a energy in, it is equal to energy, total energy at the inlet is equal to total energy at the outlet. Total energy at inlet is equal to total energy at outlet. Total energy at inlet is equal to total energy at outlet. There we will consider certain assumption that the mass flow rate, this mass flow rate throughout the system, it will remain constant, right? When the mass is entering, the same amount of mass will be at the outlet. Then rate of heat transfer will be also constant. Then also the rate of working substance within the system, it will be remain same at all the points. So you can say that all the times, right? It will remain same, and the rate of work transfer will be also constant. Then you can consider it that there is no change in the chemical composition of the system, and here kinetic energy, potential energy and the flow energy also we will consider it. So considering this equation, here we had considered this pressure, temperature, volume, internal energy, velocity, mass flow rate. You can say it M is a mass flow rate, it is in and out, mass of fluid entering, you can say it as kg per second, mass flow rate. So considering these terms, if you write down the total energy at inlet equal to total energy at outlet, so these terms can be written as can write down this as a Q, that is heat transfer or heat entering inside the system. We can write down as a del Q plus mass of, we can say it the kinetic energy, it will be C1 square by 2 plus potential energy, which will be equal to GZ1 plus internal energy, which will be there. So we can say it as a U1. Then flow work will be there, which is P1 V1. This will be the amount of energy entering in the system, and this will be equal to the heat which will be converted in the work. We can write down the del W plus here C2 square by 2 plus G Z2 plus U2 plus P2 V2. Here the datum line which we will consider it, if I consider this as a reference line, so this reference line if you consider it, so here the term this one will be the Z1, and here for this point it will be the Z2 will be this term. So this is going to show the potential energy. Now here considering that this equation del Q is equal to du plus del W. Now we'll write down this equation with respect to the, because we know the steady flow system, there is no change in the properties with respect to time. There is no change in properties with respect to time. There is no change in properties with respect to time. So considering these properties, we can write it here that the inlet which is going to form for the per kg, and there is no change in the property with respect to time, we can write down this as a del Q plus here C2 square by 2 plus GZ2 plus U2 plus P2 V2. If you bring it on the left hand side, we can convert this in the form of equation which will be equal to del Q minus del W will be equal to, here we can write down this as a C2 square minus C1 square by 2 plus GZ2 minus Z1 plus, now U plus PV is H, so I can write down this H2 minus H1. So these terms will be there. If you consider it mass as a 1 kg or unit mass, so we can write down this del Q minus del W is equal to change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy plus H2 minus H1. Now here considering that change in kinetic energy is negligible or equal to 0, change in potential energy as negligible is equal to 0, so we can say it that del Q minus del W is equal to H2 minus H1, or can be written as del Q minus del W is equal to dH. This is for the open system. We are considering that heat supplied minus work done is equal to change in enthalpy. For the closed system, we have observed it that del Q is equal to du. Right? Del Q is equal to du. Here del Q minus del W is equal to dH for the steady flow open system. Now we will derive here one important equation, considering that work is equal to minus integral of V dP. So we had seen now del Q minus del W del Q minus del W is equal to dH as per the mechanical work as per the steady flow energy equation. Now we are going to calculate the mechanical work. What is going to obtain the mechanical work when the system is at a working in a steady, when the system is a steady flow system. Now we know that del Q minus del W is equal to dH, or can be written as dH plus change in potential energy plus change in kinetic energy, right? Change in potential energy plus change in kinetic energy, but this we are considering as a zero. So here we will see it only for the system when mechanical work is going to obtain in the steady flow system. So if you write down this work, we are going to calculate work for steady flow. So we will write down the work, that is del W, that is steady flow work. What is the steady flow work going to obtain will be equal to, now if I change the sign, considering this del W on the right hand side and del Q as it is on the left hand side, so we will bring all this term on the left hand side, right hand terms on left hand side. So this will become del Q minus dH, or we can write down this sign as a minus here, and we will write down the terms in the bracket. So minus dH plus dP, that is change in potential energy, plus change in the kinetic energy, change in potential energy and change in kinetic energy. So we can write down this as equal to, now considering this system as a open system, so by first law of thermodynamics, the first law of thermodynamics, we know del Q is equal to du plus del W. We know that del Q is equal to du plus del W, or can be written as del Q is equal to du plus P dV. Del Q is equal to du plus P dV. So considering this del Q is equal to du plus P dV, if you put it in this equation number 1, we are proving here that work in the open system is given by minus integral of VdP. This derivation is a very important derivation, considering that work for the open system, in the steady flow open system. So here, considering this value of del Q is equal to du plus P dV, we can write down this work for the steady flow is equal to du plus P dV minus, now dH here, so we can write down this as a du minus P dV, du minus P dV, and considering the kinetic energy and potential energy, so here change in kinetic energy and minus change in potential energy, kinetic energy and potential energy. So considering this kinetic energy and potential energy here, so we can write down this du, so du will get cancelled, P dV will get cancelled, so we can write it as a, and here we are write down this del Q value as du plus P dV, dH as du plus P dV, because H is equal to U plus PV. So considering this term, we can write down this del W, it is steady flow work, will be equal to now here, as we are considering here this term, we will have to slightly correct it, that here we had written this. So here we will write down this du plus P dV which is equal to del Q, and here it is a change in enthalpy, we had written it as a dH. So here we will write down U plus PV, that is H is equal to U plus PV, and plus change in potential energy plus change in kinetic energy. So here this term can be written as du plus P dV minus, don't cancel it first here, so so here du plus P dV plus VdP. This will become, because we are differentiating this U and PV, so here du and PV will be here PdV plus VdP, because differentiating this PV, that is flow work, and plus change in potential energy plus change in kinetic energy. So now we will cancel these terms. So here this will become now du plus PdV minus du minus PdV minus VdP minus change in potential energy minus change in kinetic energy. So considering these terms, we will cancel it. Now we will cancel it. So du will get cancelled, PdV will get cancelled. And considering the negligible change in potential energy and negligible change in kinetic energy, so these both the terms, this will become 0, and this kinetic energy term will also become 0. So we can write down the steady flow work will be equal to minus VdP, or can be written as work for steady flow is equal to minus integral of VdP. This is a very important derivation for calculating the work. Here work is given by minus integral of VdP. So mainly we consider this VdP and PdV. If you want to show it on the diagram, so here we can write down this way, that is, this is a PV diagram. It is PV, and this is the process we are going to follow. So area below the curve, this is called as the integral of PdV. This is the work produced. You can say this is the work integral of PdV. And if you want to show the work, this is the work is equal to integral of PdV for closed system. So all the reversible process, all are the reversible one, reversible process PV. And if you draw it PV diagram for the open system, so this is going to show the PV diagram, and here the area behind the curve will be written as minus integral of VdP. This is the work for open system, work for open system. This is the work for closed system. So we can write it here that work for the steady flow system, here the work for the steady flow system is given as this is part of 3 parts. It is divided into 3 parts. These 3 parts, if I say these are 1 to 2, is the process is going to form PV is equal to C. So here we can write down this as A, B, C and 0. So here work produced by steady flow system is equal to work of 0, A, 1, C plus work of C1 to B minus work, if I write down this as a D, so it will be 0 D to B. So it is written as work 0A 1C will be the flow work entering in the system. It is flow work entering in the system. You can say the flow work entering in the system plus WC12, this term WC12B, it is the work within the control volume. This is the work within the control volume, and minus here the work in the work within the control volume, which will be integral of PdV. We can call it work below the 1 2, it is the integral of PdV, and here minus this 0 D to B, which is the volume, this is a flow work which is only minus, so flow work leaving the system, flow work leaving the system. So in this way we can say that what is the work obtained in the steady flow system, which will be equal to flow entering the system plus work within the control volume and minus flow work leaving the system. There are again limitations for this steady flow equation. So it is only applicable for the steady flow open system only. This equation will be applicable for the steady flow open system only, and this system it undergoes a reversible quasi-static process, and here the change in potential energy and kinetic energy we are considering it as a negligible. Now this steady flow energy equation we will see it how to apply it to the different power producing and power absorbing devices, that is a boiler, condenser, turbine, compressor, nozzle. To different devices we will apply this equation. Now if we will apply this steady flow energy equation, so we have this del Q plus mass flow rate of change in enthalpy, right? Change in enthalpy plus change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy is equal to del W plus mass or change in enthalpy plus change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy. So considering this equation, we solve it for the different devices. If you apply this equation for the different devices, so we will apply it now. Here we will not write down this H, we will write down this H1 inlet, and this is a H2. So also we know that this del Q plus M into U1 plus P1 V1 plus change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy will be equal to del W plus M into U2 plus P2 V2 plus change in kinetic plus change in potential energy. So we have the equation del Q minus del W is equal to mass into change in enthalpy plus change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy. So considering these terms, as considering kinetic energy equal to 0, potential energy change equal to 0, we can find it that del Q minus del W will be equal to del H for per kg. But for different devices we will change it and we will check it what are the values, because in some time it will be the kinetic energy will present, sometimes the potential energy will present, or sometimes the change in enthalpy will be there. So considering this, now first we will consider the boiler. If you consider the boiler, we know boiler it is a heating device. It is going to supply the heat to the water to convert in the form of steam. So here heat will be present because it is supplied. So we can say del Q, which will be present here. Del Q will be present, which is the heat supplied to the boiler. Considering the datum head, so Z1 will be equal to Z2. There will be no change in the potential energy with respect to height at the inlet and outlet of the boiler. And also considering the velocity here, so inlet velocity will be equal to outlet velocity, because whatever the velocity of water will be there at inlet, same will be the velocity of the steam at the outlet. If the boiler is working at 200 bar, so it will be 200 bar pressure you have to feed the water, and 200 bar it will get the steam. So here C1 will be equal to C2. So considering this term, and as here we are considering that data weight is equal to same, so change in potential energy will be equal to 0. Considering the velocity, so here change in kinetic energy will be equal to 0. So these terms will be there. Now here both the terms will be 0, kinetic energy and potential energy, because C1 is equal to C2 and Z1 is equal to Z2. So considering these two terms, we can write down here that del Q. Also here you will observe it that del W will be equal to 0, because boiler is not a power, it is a heat producing device, it is not a work producing device. So work will be 0. So we can say it that del Q will be equal to del H, that is H2 minus H1. So here we can say it that for the boiler, if you apply the steady flow energy equation, which is open system, so we can say it that heat supplied is equal to change in enthalpy of the boiler. Second one, if you consider the condenser, so for the condenser again same equation will be there, that heat supplied, there will be the heat supplied will be there, because it is going to reject the heat. It is a heat rejecting device. It will remove the heat from the steam, condense the steam and convert it in the form of water. So there again the Z1 will be equal to Z2. So here Z1 is equal to Z2, so change in potential energy will be equal to 0. As C1 is equal to C2, inlet and outlet velocity of the steam and water will be same, so change in potential energy will be equal to 0. And similarly here, the work produced by this device, it is not work producing device, it will be equal to 0. So we can write down here del Q. Now here the H1 will be the enthalpy at inlet, H2 will be enthalpy at outlet. So for the boiler, we write it as a H1 minus H2, H2 minus H1, and here in the condenser at inlet the enthalpy will be higher, so we'll write down H1 minus H2. This will be the equation for the condenser. There it is rejecting the heat to the surrounding, here it is absorbing heat. H2 will be higher, H1 will be lower. Third device, if you consider the turbine, so turbine, it is a work producing device, so there will be work in the device will be there, but considering it is a heat producer, it is a 0. Now for the turbine, as we know, it is a power producing device, so work will be present here, right? This power will be produced here. Considering the completely insulation, we can say del Q is equal to 0, Z1 is equal to Z2, so change in potential energy will be equal to 0, C1 is equal to C2, so change in kinetic energy will be equal to 0, right? So considering this, only work is going to produce if you apply this steady flow energy equation. So we can write it as a del W which is going to obtain here will be equal to, only the terms remain will be H1 minus H2. We can say that it is a minus del W, so this will be equal to change in enthalpy, which is H2 minus H1. So we can write down that del W will be equal to H1 minus H2. As this is a power producing device, turbine, it is a power producing device. And here we are applying for all these three the steady flow energy equation, which we have derived here, that is C1 square by 2 plus GZ1 plus H1 plus del Q is equal to C2 square by 2 plus GZ2 plus H2 plus del W. This is the one of the equation which we had derived for the steady flow energy equation. In this only we are substituting the values to get the equation for the respective device. So here we are using this equation of the steady flow energy equation, C1 square by 2 plus GZ1 plus H1 plus del Q. Here we had considered it for the boiler. So considering this Z1 cancelled, velocity also cancelled, only it is remain del Q is equal to H2 minus H1. If you consider for condenser again same thing, potential energy 0, kinetic energy 0, heat work transfer 0, so only heat will be remain, so it will be equal to H1 minus H2. For turbine is the work producing, so it will produce work which will again kinetic energy, potential energy 0, heat transfer will be 0 complete considering the turbine is insulated completely. So this will be going to form the equation which is LW equal to H1 minus H2. If you consider it for the compressor, if you consider the steady flow energy equation for compressor. So for compressor, again same thing, C1 square by 2 plus GZ1 plus H1 plus del Q is equal to C2 square by 2 plus GZ2 plus H2 plus del W. So for compressor, we know it is a power absorbing device. Compressor is a power absorbing device. So considering this power absorbing device, it will produce the work. So del W will be present here, whereas completely insulated, so we can say del Q is equal to 0, C1 is equal to C2, so change in kinetic energy will be equal to 0, and P1 Z1 is equal to Z2, so change in potential energy will be equal to 0. So applying these equations, where C1 square, C2 square will get cancelled, Z1, Z2 considering the both having the, there is no change or effect of the height, so this will get cancelled, and heat transfer also this will be equal to 0. So we can say it that del W will be equal to H1 minus H2, where H1 is the enthalpy of the air and H2 is the enthalpy of air leaving. Now as the temperature at the higher at the outside, so it will be negative because here it is a power absorbing device, so we can write it as a minus del W, and therefore we can write it as a del W will be equal to H2 minus H1. As it is a power absorbing device, it will give the amount of power absorbed. Same thing for the nozzle. If you consider the nozzle, so nozzle again it is not a power producing device, so here work will be 0, then there will be inlet and outlet velocity, and here the Z, that is the effect of height, so Z1 will be equal to Z2, so we can say that change in potential energy will be equal to 0. Also it is not a heat producing device, so heat produce also will be equal to 0 considering it is insulated, so we can write down this as a C1 square by 2 plus GZ1 plus H1 plus del Q is equal to C2 square by 2 plus GZ2 plus H2 plus del W. So here work is 0, we will cancel it, heat transfer is 0, we will cancel it. Then here potential height difference not going to affect. So we can say it that here the effect of velocity and the enthalpy. Now considering that C1 is negligible, considering the velocity at outlet, the velocity at inlet is negligible, so we can write down this equation as C2 will be equal to root of H2, root of, sorry, on this side C2, so left hand side C1, C1 is negligible, so H1 minus H2. You can write down this equation in the form of twice H1 minus H2, 2 will come on this side, so here twice will be there. So C2 will be equal to H1 minus H2 . Then write down this as a H2, H2 minus H2, I will write down here twice because 2 will come on right hand side. So in this way we can write down the equation for the nozzle. So these are the application of this steady flow energy equation to the different devices, that is a boiler, condenser, turbine, compressor and nozzle.